Be making basics.
Hey, what's going on YouTube? Be Making Basics back again with another dope video. If you're new to my channel, please do me a favor. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel because we're coming back to back with bangers. Now, today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to arrange and mix a Lex Luger trap type beat in Logic Pro 10. So let's go ahead and get it. Basically, I just cooked up this beat and it definitely needs to be mixed, and it also definitely needs to be arranged into song format. So before I play this, I want to make sure it's not going to just blare in your speakers real quick. So I'm going to throw something on here. But I'm just going to let you check out the beat, and then we're going to get right into arranging it and then do some basic mixing on the beat. All right, bet. So that's the beat. What I'm going to do is just resave it, do another save as. Just do a second session type deal. I'm gonna delete all the rest of this stuff that pretty much I'm not using. Some of this stuff I might want to keep. So like for instance, I have this other hi-hat pattern. That could be used in there, so I might just kind of keep that as well. But for the most part, a lot of this other stuff, I could just use this on another beat or whatever. So, and also, yeah, just to keep it simple, we're gonna delete everything. So, boom, we have our beat here. Now, if you're brand new to like the process that I use to arrange beats into song format, okay, it's really simple, right? We already know the different sections of the song: intro, hook, verses. You might even throw a bridge in there, and an outro. Those are really the only sections of the song. So the way I do it in Logic Pro 10 though is you have everything sitting right here in what's called the workspace window, and obviously we're gonna just map this beat out throughout the timeline here. Okay, so like for instance, right here, if you click on this, you can see the different places of time that you're in. So this is 2 minutes and 4 seconds. So you want to extend your beat out to where it's gonna, basically be long enough. So that's gonna be the first step. And how you do that is highlight it and then push Command R, and you just put it out for like something like that, And then really you don't even have to extend it out that far, but it just does help. Like, all right, I know I want my beat to be around 3 minutes, so you can do it like that. But technically, you could just probably do like half of that, because I'm gonna be showing you basically a way for which to do some copy and pasting and stuff like that. Now, the first things first is the intro. What I like to do again though, before we get into it, is I like to mute items or the different sounds here. Finalize it by muting it here. So like I mute it here first just to kind of audition and demo it, and then I finalize it by muting it here. So for instance, say if I wanted this to be the intro. So that's the intro. We have stuff muted here first just to kind of audition or demo that. But to finalize it, then what I would do is come over here, highlight it, and push Control and the letter M. All right, Control and the letter M. And now this is pretty much ready to go for my intro. Now what we could do is start working on the hook, which is simple. It's everything. Okay, so it's everything. Maybe not this hi-hat right here, but so we'll just do that. So it keeps it simple, you feel me? So we're starting off with the intro with no drums, then we're bringing everything back in here. All right, and so now what we got to do is identify which sound is going to be really for the hook and which sound is not going to be for the hook. What I would say is this little solo sound, that's going to be the hook sound, you know what I'm saying? Anytime you hear this, That's gonna be for the hook. So now that we have that identified, I can push Control M again to mute it right here. And now we have a situation where we have a differentiation for the verses. Now you don't want it to be obviously just super repetitive. So what I can do is I can drop this kick drum. Okay, I'll drop the kick, and then I'm also let's just see how it sounds flowing in here first. Cool. So what I want to do here is we're going to take this and drag this like this, and I'm going to basically push Command R, and we want to have it to where you know, it's building. So we'll just identify which sound we want to basically make this build, because we want this hook actually. So we want this hook to be long enough. So and also the verses. So I'm pushing Command R right here. So this is going to be how long our verses are going to be, and this is how long our hook's going to be. Our hook's going to be 8 bars. Verse is going to be 16. You can count them out. 1, 2, 3, boom, boom, boom. All right. But anyway, let's just keep on rolling. Again, like I said, I want this hook to have a little bit of differentiation, basically building. So I can come over here, take this, drag it down. If you push Shift, Option, and the down arrow, it's really gonna just take that sound and make it to where it's gonna go down an octave. So basically, you saw how that basically helped to build up this hook. So now with the verses, you want that same type of feeling. You want it to build some, and so what you could do is you start off, drop the kick. Maybe you could either bring the kick back in on the second part of the verse, you know what I mean, or you can just bring it in like right in. So let's just check it out. So simple trick right here, what we could do for this half is, again, we can highlight everything, and if we push Shift, Option, and the up arrow, that instantly moves our pattern up an octave, and you have a whole nother vibe now for the second half of the verse. And also, I just like took out like half a bar, half a measure, you know what I mean, of these hats. And really, I'm gonna take out this second hat. This hat is not necessary. But yeah, pretty much we're almost done, because once you have this first verse and this hook, you can pretty much come over here like this, highlight everything, and you can push Command R. And so now we have another version of the hook. And pretty much it just helps you to just lock this in. I can take this right here, boom, and then like end this off just how we started it. So we got our intro and outro same. All right, now of course you want to do certain things to still mix it up some in the verses. But before we keep on going, I will say that it helps if you maybe color code everything. The reason why is because like looking at this, it could kind of be, there's a little bit like, man, where is it coming in and out as far as different sections. So what you could do, you see how I click this guy right here, come over here to colors, and then I can like use certain colors to color code certain things. So I know like the hooks, they can be all one color really. And that makes things a whole lot simpler. So let's just do that. We can do this purple color. Our verses really we can leave alone as green, and then I can do like my intro and outro a whole nother color. So I can do like say an orange right here, boom. This could be a light blue. You feel me? This could be light blue. So now, pretty simple and easy for me to tell what's what as far as like the actual hooks and verses and all that stuff. So let's just do this. The only other thing I would say we need to really do is make some differentiation in verse 2 and verse 3, okay? Verse 2 and verse 3 gotta be different. So one cool thing you can instantly do is maybe you can mix it up like this. So like basically I have it starting off with a low horn on the first verse, but then I can alternate it low, high, low, high. Then on this one, what I could do is I could just do 2 highs and 2 lows. And if we want to really get jiggy with it, we could also getting jiggy with it. You really want to get jiggy with it, you could also throw like halftime plug in on some of this stuff to mix it up. But I'm gonna show you another trick that you could really do, especially like for like these horns. You could take this and put this other plugin on here. It actually comes with Logic. In your multi effects, go to your remix effect here. And what this is gonna do, it's kind of like a DJ board here where you can slow stuff down, speed stuff up, put filters on stuff. And then I'm just gonna show you live what I would do. I would just start from the very beginning of the song and just pick a sound that's constant throughout the song, which is gonna be this horn sound, and you can just pretty much DJ it up. Now to record it, you want to go from read to touch, all right, or you can do the latch, but read to touch, and anything you touch on this track while selected here is going to be recorded in the automation. So that's why I had this plugin up, and so let's just go ahead and get right into it. I'm just going to play it all the way through, and you'll see what I'm talking about once I start mixing stuff up. bet. And so pretty much that ends the song. So what I would do after you finish doing all that to the automation, make sure you turn off touch, okay, on that track. And now everything you just did is right there. If you push A, you can see all of the automation right there. You can access it and make changes if you want to by going down here to each of the automation steps. Let's go ahead and do a quick mix though on this. So like what I would do here, the proper way obviously is to go ahead and bounce everything down as audio and everything, but you could do a quick mix as well without having to do that. Just go ahead and push option, and really I should have just push option. I'm actually gonna go ahead and save this again, and I'm gonna save this as Lex Luger 3. But you're gonna go ahead and just turn everything down, and what we'll do is we'll come over here to this hook, to the second part of the hook, because I know for a fact this will have all of my instrument sounds, so I can actually mix from right here. Okay, but what you want to do is just get everything organized real quick. I like to go ahead and get my like kick and clap and everything, all in a row, so it's kind of easy to see what I got going here. All right, so we got everything organized. Now let's go ahead and start pulling this stuff up one by one. Now obviously the kick is probably going to be your first thing you want to pull up. It's coming in pretty hot. I had a Smack Attack plug-in on here, and I have a clip on it so it doesn't come in too hot. But there's a lot of different philosophies when it comes to mixing and everything like that. Let's just keep on going. See, I had to turn this like super low, okay? Let's go ahead and bring that 808 in now. So this is a plugin I've already had on here. It's called R-Bass. You can use it to boost some of the signals, lower end signals. I'm not gonna worry about it for right now, but right now we have a pretty good blend between the kick and the 808. cool. So now that we have everything, pretty much the levels are pretty solid. As you can hear though, like when we was playing like the kick and the 808 together with everything else, it was sounding a little muddy. Let's just check it out. When I say it sounded muddy, it's more so on the low end. Now, one thing we could easily do is do subtractive EQing. So I could just come over here to like this brass and take out some of that low end on the brass so with that kick and 808 gonna pop through. Made an instant difference. So we have that. We can also do subtractive EQ on some of these other instruments. So I can take this, boom, boom, boom. And for those who might ask, yes, I will adjust some of these if needed. Generally speaking, if you just look at the, let's just look at something right quick so you can kind of better understand what I'm doing here, right? If you look at the frequency of the 808, you kind of see that most of that frequency is really right below 100 on this in the EQ, okay? And if you look right here, I'm cutting out just a little bit over 100, almost 200 in back. Everything's being cut out, and what it's doing is really making a whole lot of room for the 808 to shoot through. So I'm saying the 808 starts tailing off around 200, and so like really by cutting out some of the frequencies on some of these other instruments, and let's not even look at the clap, let's look at say this brass, right? If I was to take this brass, turn this off, right? It already kind of has stuff cut out of it, but it just helps to go ahead and cut some more out. You can hear that brass, plus you can hear that 808. You want to really do that with all the sounds as they're coming in. As you can see, it's just really making some room for that 808. So that's one thing, just simple things you could do to really help the mix pop out. Then another thing we could do is some panning. So panning the hi-hats over to the left or the right. Now this horn starts to get a little bit, forgotten to mix some. This is a little slight cheat code using this MV2 plugin, which is really basically a compressor. You can pull, compress the sound a little bit and make it louder. just check everything, make sure everything sounds pretty decent. You could do it by actually listening to the track on a very low level. You can also do it by listening to the track, on different speakers. And then you can also come over here and put like different plugins on here that can help you with that. So one plugin is called Car Test. It's by Rocket Powered Sound. It's a plugin, it's free. You can go to their site, and what it's gonna do, it's gonna kind of emulate being in a car. So if you listen to it, it's gonna kind of muddy it out. You can like pull up certain things, pull down certain things. It might help out the mix. Okay, so now let's check it out. Cool. I just wanted the kick to pop out a little bit more, sometimes with the snare. But for the most part, the beat is solid. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and we can bounce this down some. Well, not some, bounce it down, but we can listen to it a little bit, and I can bounce it down and go from there. But I'll let you listen to it again just for the first couple of minutes of the beat, and then we're gonna end the video. In the video to come, I'll go over, some basic mastering tips, like a super simple way to master the beat. All right, y'all. That's the beat, man, for the day. Make sure that you go to my site, beatmakingbasics.com, if you have, you know, any needs as far as like beat making. You know what I mean? I have courses there that you can get. We also have kits that you can get, like loop packs, royalty free. And we also have like one-on-one service. So like if you want to meet me not in person, but you know, if you want to talk with me live, like via Zoom, you can book that as well, man. So thank you for watching. Make sure you get subscribed to the channel because we do post videos every day, at least every week. But yeah, man, appreciate you. We'll see you in the next.